a mythical place in the heart of Germany. Die Nordschleife, für uns alle ein sehr besonderer Ort. Die Geburtsstätte des Motorsports in Deutschland, wie wir ihn kannten, mit Legenden, die wir nie vergessen werden. Die Geburtsstätte für die verrücktesten Träume in Form von Autos, die wir bauen, für uns, für unsere Leidenschaft und für sonst keinen anderen. For us Germans specifically, a place we can be very proud of. A place that holds adventures I wanted to conquer with a car I dreamt of owning that Ringtoys and my friends helped me to build.
I was talking to the net, line on the bricks, getting paid like a brother, dog. Nine stacking chips on the road like a trucker, man. Had to take some trips, doing shows for my brothers, but strapping into clips. Just in case you give me something wood, wanna run this bitch. Yeah, I was stressing out, like the chips. I stay all by my kitty green, hell with some time. It's some crimes that was petty, see, still getting mine. All this hate shit I'm hearing though, you, I ain't hearing. Better try to be growing old, man, with your children escalate.
So, just the day before, we would install the N55 oil pan baffle to, prevent the worst, which is the N55 oil starvation. Really wanted to have that installed, and then my friend joined from Portugal, who I usually drive sim racing races with, and we drive the ring virtually, and now we got to have the chance to drive the ring together in real life. Him and I both on track, which was really something I was looking forward to for this entire year already. And once the day came, we would prepare the car, and we were ready for our trip. I don't know why this looks so acrobatic, but it looks so spectacular. Anyways, once we made it onto the road, we would just drive to the ring, and when we arrive, we go to Brunchen to usually just take a look if it's full. You can sort of see it there because if there's a lot of cars on the track passing by and perhaps there's a yellow the entire time, then you already sort of know maybe it's not going to be the day where you want to hit the track. But no problem, because you're at the ring and basically there's always something to do. There will always be cars that you can go and see and find in the wild, and in my opinion this is so much better than going to regulated car meets where only this and that is allowed. Here you really just see the car enthusiasts in their wild nature. And remember, subscribe to the channel so Gojira doesn't eat you. It's actually extremely full. There's a line that's going up until one of the villages. We will try our luck tomorrow, but we might still check if we can at least charge our cards already. Let's go to the entrance, I'd say. Now, what do you think? Do you think we reached the entrance? Of course not. There was a line that reached even the first villages, so I think it's a smarter idea to come back the next day since it's just 1.5 hour drive. Yeah. I don't think it was a smart idea. As you can see, it's raining like crazy, and on the Autobahn, because of Germany's amazing draining system.
Was soll das? Ich will meinen Zug bekommen. Der kann doch hier mal durchfahren.
Yeah, I wanted to have semi-slicks and now I'm paying the price for it. I know exactly the one person who is watching this video right now saying I told you so. You. We are gonna get there either way, but we have to wait now until the rain settles a bit, and we have to wait. Finally, our luck would shift. The rain was starting to disappear, and we met this really cool friend of mine that day who owns this insane M3 build, and he took me for a ride. In my opinion, if you are still a little bit scared that day or nervous, right, it's really a good idea to just go and take a lap with a friend. Just check the status of the track, the condition of the track, see the traffic. Is it too crowded for you? Is it still too wet for you? You can then decide if you want to drive. And to me, this lap really made me hyped. I really wanted to drive. So thanks to Dan and also giving me a few tips to get around on the ring. After this drive, he was willing to go on a ride with me, and that gave me the confidence to drive that day. Sadly though, I didn't film any of the lap professionally. I just had this kind of video material here because I really just wanted to get used to my setup, and I did not want to punish you guys with this kind of video material.
Emergency video. Emergency video. Emergency video. Emergency video.
Yeah, since I didn't want you guys to watch the emergency video, basically, don't worry, the real lap is about to come, which was the most perfect day we could have had. Now, there was a track day on the ring that day, but you know, I finally got to test my setup. I sort of knew what to expect. The day before it started to rain, so we couldn't really do another lap. But yeah, we had to wait until the track day was over, and we met some really cool guys from the track day. Is it made for drifting or for trekking, or both?
For both. It's a
For
little
both?
bit aggressive for drifting, but track days and even competitions.
Yeah,
And after that, I decided to renew the car
yeah. Really
from the
cool.
outside, and now it's only track touring.
Nice. Really cool, thank you. Now these guys were going completely ham, but now that it was finally time for them to pack up, TF was opening up, which meant that we could finally get onto track. And I was still sort of deciding if I would do it or not. Excited?
Yes, I'm extremely excited.
Yeah, I don't know if I will drive now. We will see. Every time I'm there, I'm like, am I even gonna drive? Is something gonna break? And in the end, I end up driving anyways, because I'm always getting hyped throughout the day. And that day, it wasn't any different. The weather was good, the track wasn't too crowded, and my friends were there. So, time for me to send it. However, I already encountered my very first problem, which was I lost my telescope arm for my cart. Können Sie mir kurz helfen? Ich habe so kurze Arme.
Mist.
Danke. And the gates opened, my heart was beating, no turning back anymore. We were about to roll onto the track. Now here we go. There's no turning back anymore. There's legitimately no way for us to get back. Left, right, and onto the track. And now we made our way towards the gate, which would determine that our lap was about to start. Building up speed here towards the gate. I drank way too many energy drinks, and right now, here, we start our lap. Now, there's already the very first big compression awaiting you right after the gate. You go through this compression, and usually here, you already know, is my setup rubbing or not? And trust me, it sucks, because if it does rub, you're punished with rub for the next 9 minutes. And right after here, it follows with a very hard braking zone. And here I realized my tires were still very cold. So take it easy on your first lap. Anyways, from here we go onto the old start and finish line, which then follows up to the most, in my opinion, nicely flowing turn on the entire Nürburgring, which is the Sabine Schmitz-Kurve. It has such a nice line, but I couldn't take it. I stayed on the outside because on my inside there was a Porsche. And because I still valued my life, I left the inside open for the Porsche so he could go through. I'm playing it absolutely safe. I will be playing it safe almost for the entirety of the lap. I'm not a BTG expert, I'm just a TF driver. And yeah, I play it safe. For the entire sector of Hotzenbach, I noticed that my tires were still very cold. They were not on the ideal pressures yet, and it was very understeery to go through the sector. However, we would soon reach Quiddelbacher Höhe, which is my personal absolute favorite part of the Nürburgring. And until then, I really don't want to talk too much. I don't want to do too much commentary over this lap, only if it's really necessary to explain you guys what happened on this lap. But for now, just enjoy this high-speed sector, which is my absolute favorite. And that was really sketchy for me to be overtaking a car right here at the crest at Schwedenkreuz. But we're going into the Fuchsröhre right here, which is another top speed sector if you're doing a BTG or TF lap, because it's going downhill from all the way here. And yeah, guys, just enjoy it. I don't know, force will for me always be difficult if it's real life or on a sim. I find it a really difficult turn, which I have to, manage to learn over the time. But anyways, tires sort of on temperature I fought until I realized that in all of the upcoming turns, still I was understeering quite much. Now, I don't know if that was because I sent it too hard, or if I legitimately still had to get proper pressure into the tires. Not very sure. Here specifically, I missed the apex entirely. But yeah, could be just that I wasn't hard enough on my brakes and too soft. But anyways, off into miss hit miss, which could be hit 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 or miss miss miss. I've seen it done so differently over so many onboards, but still, be very cautious here. You will understeer it. I don't even think it matters what setup you have, and if you understeer, the barriers will be very close. And yeah, after miss hit miss, you will reach a really hard braking zone into Verseifen and Exmühle, I think it's called, and this section just flows really nicely down into what is the lowest point, I think, of the Nürburgring. Hard braking zone again. Now reaching exit Breitscheid, where you can actually leave the track. Now here, to my surprise, everything felt fine, and I love this little part of the Nürburgring so much because you need to carry all the momentum to get uphill. Soon we were greeted by another Porsche meeting me at a very unlucky spot, but not too bad. He was moving into my inside, so I stayed on the outside, leaving the inside open for him to take, just staying again on the safe side. I know what some of my sim racing friends will think now when they see this.
Lena, why do you open up the gap for the Porsche to get in?
Guys, dude, this is not a track day. It's not BTG. These are my first, TF laps. So going up this entire uphill sector now, we need to carry a lot of speed, and you can't imagine how much G-forces you feel here compared to the sim. In a sim, there's like no bumps that you really feel like this. But here, it's insane, and the G-forces, it's like a roller coaster. It really feels crazy if you've never been here. For those who know, you know, but for those who only know sim, it's crazy. After here, there was an M2 catching me, and in my opinion, the unluckiest part where you want to carry all of the momentum out of the turn. And yeah, we got overtaken right here on the inside and couldn't catch any momentum out of the turn, which is okay. Again, not trying to set a lap time, but it was still very frustrating. Anyways, now slowly getting up to the carousel, and I was debating, am I gonna try and see if the car is too low? Because Ringtoys said, just go and try it out. We see if it's too low, we set it higher, but this is the ideal ride height for this setup. And everyone, like always, warned me, no, the car's too low, it's gonna be too low, you will lose your lip, you will destroy the car, and look for yourself. Surprisingly, there was not a single bit of damage on the lip. I'm surprised by how sturdy this lip for the E82 is. It's made out of carbon. There was not even a scratch on there. I don't know how, but yeah, this lip is from Pearl Carbon. Not sponsored or anything, but pretty sturdy lip. However, don't come to me and be like Lena said, and then your lip breaks into 1,000 pieces because you went through the carousel with 200 miles per hour, right? And plus, again, not sponsored, so this is my honest opinion after this lap. Anyways, I will not give any commentary on this section, as again, it feels so nice, and just enjoy it. way too conservative again. I definitely know I can take more speed through here, but it's my third or fourth lap, and I really just want to build confidence. And once I have the confidence, I want to, jump through the jump with confidence. And here a Mini was coming up, which again is not the nicest sector to have traffic, but yeah, fairly manageable. And an E36 coming right up as well, which was really quick. So I would go to the right and brake to let him by to have his lap. He seemed to be on a really quick lap, and I didn't want to ruin it. And that's another thing. You'll see also with the next car, which I left through on probably the worst place to let him through. Now, I wanted to send it through the small carousel, but there was a Porsche coming to my inside, and I didn't want to risk it. It's TF, it's not a BTG time attack lap for me, but if you were to lap this time, that was a lot of time lost there into the last turn, and I couldn't be happier. Now, to be driving this on a sim the entire time and then come here and do these laps with your friends and everything, it's just surreal. I don't know. And like already discussed in my previous videos where we interviewed real racing drivers like Moritz Löhner, this is the most fun you can have, and I can just recommend you guys to try it out as well. If you're a car enthusiast, even if you have not a powerful car, 150 horsepower, just go and have some fun here. Take a day where it's not that full like we try to, where you can really just learn it and don't have to worry too much. But yeah, I didn't drive another lap that day. For me, I was just charged with adrenaline and I really wanted to eat something. I still did quite a few mistakes, but learning moment. But still pretty good lap. The car feels really nice. I dared to take it into the carousel this time. So yeah, I'm really happy with it, and I was also really happy with this lap. Few apexes I've missed, if I'm honest, due to just getting used to the tires and their limits. But we're doing really well, I think, for my third lap. I love the car. Just love it. It was time to say goodbye to my friend Wallen from Portugal as he was going back to the airport, and once I was back home, I remembered the words Moritz Löhner said in my last video, which was, the most fun you could have would be not in a competition, in a competitive field, but rather in a more fun environment at track days with your friends. And I'm not a professional racing driver, but I think that's very true.
But I'm telling you, doing track days and like the easy stuff, the non-professional stuff, is a lot more fun than going into professional racing. Of course, the experience you can tell of this and the experience you get out of this is a lot higher, but you will not be able to enjoy it because obviously you drive to win. And so if you do track days with your car and with friends and whatever, you will have so much more fun than going into professional racing. And I think that's also sometimes more valuable than just going professionally racing. And because in the end you need to be in the top 0.001% or be incredibly lucky to actually make a living or anything out of it. It's just a lot of money, and then you can't even really enjoy it because of the competition. So if you have that money, spend it on a nice track day with your own car and you'll have a lot more fun than professional racing.
And it's completely different values. I get that. You built your car and it's something that you gave birth to yourself, nearly. And then you go to a place where so many other people had that idea and you're between like-minded people. It's not a fake persona, TikTok engagement thing. It's just people who like cars. No divided brand loyalty stuff here. Everyone just comes to appreciate this one thing, which is cars. And I love that about this place. Now, what's your experience with the ring? Do you come here to drive Touristenfahrten sometimes too, or track days? I would really love to know that. Like always, guys, tell me down in the comments. And if you guys want to see the onboards without any commentary and without, most cinematic stuff and whatnot, I will be starting memberships for you guys, and there I will be uploading the whole laps. I'm not sure if I started immediately. If that's something you guys would like, I could do that. But yeah, I feel really fortunate to be living this close to the Nürburgring, so I try to get the most out of it and to, just enter all of these adventures and then share it with you guys. But until then, guys, see you until next time. Bye bye.
But I really want more. Any weather I'ma shine, any weather I'ma glow.